I didn't know what close quarter combat was until I went to Iraq. And it's not, 30 meters, it's 2 feet. I just felt like if you're going to join the military, you want the Army. You want to be an infantryman. Who joins the Army to bake cakes? I don't want to do that. I want to join the military. I want to get the experience. I just never thought I would do it at war at that time. Late 90s, it was Kosovo, and Kosovo really wasn't a war. So, it was, I was through college, so I was older, and I was treated like I was the father from day one. I mean, the soldiers were 18, 19. I was, approaching 30. So, it was a huge difference in age. I was a father at the time, so I looked at them like surrogate children in a way, and so to me, it was a pretty easy transition. Pretty much everything that led to every battle in Iraq at that point was just really poor management. We trusted a bunch of Iraqis to take care of their city, and they took all of our equipment, our uniforms, and gave it to the enemy and became the enemy. So now our enemy not only is fighting us with our own equipment, they're wearing our own uniforms. So psychologically, for a 19-year-old kid, you're telling them, keep that helmet on, that helmet's gonna save your life. And then you're teaching them, this is how you destabilize that helmet. And this is where you shoot on that helmet to kill the bad guy who's wearing it. And they're thinking, wait, what if the bad guy shoots that same area, and you then have to tell them of the ring of Jesus fire that surrounds every American soldier? It's tough. Psychologically, it's difficult to tell people, we're gonna do something together, but I'm also gonna show you how to go through the very thing you trust is gonna save you. Let's teach and educate ourselves on how to destabilize it. A lot was asked of those young people, and they did outstanding work. We were in the Diyala province, which is on the Iranian border, so we were fighting Iranian Revolutionary Guard, Quds forces, Iranian regulars, and they're very good at what they do, and they're trained, they're professionals, and so it was this constant, intermingling between fighting amateurs to fighting passionate people that really don't have any idea what they're doing, and then fighting passionate professionals who, do what they know what they're doing. So had we had Fallujah at the beginning of our rotation, we would have had a lot of loss. Having Fallujah when we had it, we had Najaf under our belt, we had our Charlie Company go to Mosul, we'd been all over the country fighting. It came at the best time because we had that experience, we weren't new, and we were ready to go. I didn't know what close quarter combat was until I went to Iraq, and it's not 30 meters, it's 2 feet. And so when you are experiencing that with a unit in close quarter combat, you start to become a little bit more steely towards it and want opportunities to do it. Fallujah was left abandoned for 6 months. You had bodies all over the streets. That the bacteria was just festering. We all had strep throat within 3 days of being in Fallujah. Everyone had a temperature and diarrhea. It was horrible, but you don't know what you're seeing. You can't trust your eyes. You can't trust what you're hearing because your hearing's shot. So really, I'm going by smell. And if a guy lives in an abandoned house, he starts to smell. And you smell his back, you smell his teeth, his breath. You smell the way he's using the restroom. And you also know that these guys aren't eating well. So they're getting upset stomachs. So I would smell a certain type of gas or a certain type of breath, and I would be like, someone's living here. You would see it. Our guys would have a conversation, and then everyone would just like spidey sense because they would see like an orange fresh cup or a plate that was clean and everything else has dust on it, and it was like, someone's here. So that was something we learned a long time ago, but that state of awareness, being ready for it. November 10th is a day like any other day. I don't even think about my birthday, and then we get this mission to track down 8 to 10 bad guys. It's always 8 to 10. It's rarely 8, never 10. But you're looking for 10 guys, and you realize that it's not just, well, I'm going to get 1 or 2 of them. They're going to bring you into a fight, confine you, neutralize your technology. And then what they like to do is psychologically debilitate you. So they want to injure one of your guys and leave them there to announce that this guy's suffering. So it was always that in your back of your head is, do I want to use too many guys, not enough guys? You could lose everyone in one room. And we're just chasing these guys back and forth, and we finally find them. And it was just, we took a long break to just get some chow and get some water. And we were right next to them. They just waited for us. They heard us the whole time. And they, machine guns, everything went off. We had a reporter with us, Michael Ware from Time Magazine. He recorded the whole thing. And it was just, establishing what's in front of you, what can I do, and just play your hand until, you run out of luck. And I just kept going until I couldn't go anymore. And I never thought about how many, is this the same guy? It's dark, you can't really see. So you just keep moving. And, I walked out and I got lucky. I think you have to think at a certain level. When you stop thinking, you go through so many weird, I'm super confident and I'm insecure. You feel like Thor, when you're scared of something and then you see that thing scared of you, it's an incredible rush of adrenaline. And now you're like, I'm hunting this guy. He's afraid of me. And then you take him down and you realize that guy shot your guy. That guy tried to kill you. And then all of a sudden you turn around and a bullet comes right towards your face. And then I'm too confident. I should never have done this. This was a stupid idea. Why am I in the Army? So you're just constantly going to extremes. And you really don't have time. If you thought about everything, you wouldn't do it. But if you don't think at all, you're going to get hit instantly. You have to just play the angles. Who thought geometry was ever going to come into use? But when it comes to angles and it comes to bullet speed, and you got to take whatever they give you, and that was a huge thing. It was just, we don't know how many people are in there. We assume 2 at the least. But I figured if the Bradley, what I didn't want to happen, I wanted a bomb. I couldn't get a bomb. A bomb in Fallujah was like a number at the DMV. Everyone wanted to renew their license. Everyone's getting bombs all over the city. I got a number. We're waiting, and that number's not coming up. So the Bradley can't maneuver because the streets are narrow. There's not enough distance between the street and the wall to get shots in. But I figured they're not going anywhere. So we have them fixed. And Iraq became a war about, my chances aren't, I don't care if my chances are good or bad. I care that you're there. Every time we fought this enemy, it disappeared. It ran away. I got these boys in a building. They're not leaving. So they're not going to go kill anyone or hurt anyone. Let's go get them. There was just a lot more people in there than I anticipated. And that bomb didn't come nearly as quickly as it should have. And then the fear was that the bomb is going to come in while we're in there. And so now we have to get out, bomb lands. The bomb came a little too late, but what are you going to do? It came. Everybody who exchanges semi-automatic fire within 5 feet is injured, right? I mean, that's every guy has a graze, scratches, cuts, glass, metal, everything blowing up in your face. Everyone's injured. Who's hurt? Who has to leave? And if you don't leave the battlefield, traditionally, you're okay to fight. And very few of our guys, the guys who left the battlefield were multiple gunshot wound guys. They were frag guys. But the guys who just had cuts, scrapes, and gouges, they never took a step backwards. So that was our thing. It's, you don't even think about it. It's like you're nominated for so long. The Oscars, they say it's an honor to be nominated. Well, 15 years, it was just a real honor to be nominated for the Medal of Honor. I didn't need any of it. The Army's been great to me. My soldiers are great to me. We share this experience, and I just didn't think it was a big deal. I didn't think that it was going to be all this, and it was. And so the only thing I knew how to do was I went through hell with these guys. I might as well go through this hell with these guys. And so we just did everything together. We go places now. I take my soldiers with me. We go to the White House. I took my guys with me, and we just go through the awkward, weirdness of all this together. It makes it worth it. I'm a guy from Buffalo, can't get my sideburns even, and now, I'm the only one for my entire war of, 4 million people. It was very awkward. It's still awkward. If I get a DUI, I'll tell you what the first sentence is going to read. You know, it's Medal of Honor recipient does something stupid, right? And you've got to live with that. And people, I think, are expecting you to be maybe a prima donna or do whatever. And so I am extra certain that they see the military for what it is. We are different. We look different. We love different. We worship different. We vote different. I've got guys, Black, Hispanic, Muslim Americans. You put a flag on our shoulder and it's one family, it's one team. We do our job. We don't complain. We disagree, but we love and respect each other. And that is what it takes to win a fight. That's what you need. You have to, everyone's in. And so I come home and I look around and I'm just thinking, man, maybe everyone has to have that awkwardness of being forced to be with someone. Yeah, he snores. His feet stink. This guy chews and breathes with his mouth at all times. And I have to deal with you. And I'll tell you what, I will do anything for that guy, because that guy who breathes and chews loudly is going to take a bullet for you, because he considers you to be his family, more than his family. It's the most beautiful sacrifice I've ever seen. And we're all changed because of combat, but it doesn't mean that we're negatively changed. You can be positively changed from a horrible experience. And my experience is that I'm better for it. I want to be better for it.